So when supply chains go wrong, the impact is instant and the ripple effects hit fast. So the demo we're about to see will walk through how AI and ontology-driven infrastructure can help organizations not just manage disruptions, but respond to them with speed and strategy. We're showing a medical logistics chain here, but the same approach works whether you're shipping vaccines, parts, or food during a crisis. So before you can reason about impact, you have to understand your system. So that's what an ontology gives us, which is what you're seeing here. This is a structured, contextualized map of every piece, whether it's your distribution centers, your customers, your customer orders, etc. We help build this in Palantir Foundry to reflect your actual operations, not just what might be in a spreadsheet or 100. So you can see by this natural equator, the nouns of your business. Again, your finished goods, your distribution centers, your inventory, your customers, all related in a meaningful way where you can build applications on top of that. And that's what I'm going to show you now in our supply chain control tower. So once your data is in place, the real fun begins. So it's on top of these executive dashboards and interactive applications that we've built here that we also have a Palantir AIP agent that watches for disruptions, like a missed shipment or a product delay, or what we'll see, a fire to a distribution center, and reasons over that supply chain to make recommendations for reallocation and overarching strategy. So what you're going to see is grounded in that ontology, all the nouns of your business. So it understands dependencies, priorities, and trade-offs, and it does so in seconds, what used to take cross-functional teams, triage meetings, and probably hours of time. So what you're seeing is the distribution of our facilities, distribution centers, and customers across the United States. If I was particularly interested in, say, this Fremont plant, I can search around and see which distribution centers that they are linked to. And similarly, once you get to distribution centers, you can see their associated customers and thus customer orders and so on. I can see various metrics here across the board. Are we on time and full? And our change from last year, monthly sales deliveries. But what's catching my eye is this big red notification box. So when I select this, I can see historical messages that have come through from our various stakeholders, whether there are distribution centers or plants. But I can see I've got a new notification that says that there's been a fire at the Haynes facility that's going to affect the availability of surgical masks. Now think back to the pandemic. If this had happened, it would put true lives at risk. It still does, but there are reasons why finished goods, they need to get to where they need to go. So we need to reallocate our customer orders to new distribution centers that have inventory and are locally stationed in order to meet the customers where they are located. What I'm doing now is I'm using our reallocation agent. So this is AIP searching through that entire ontology that I showed you here. While this is thinking real quick, I'll bring you back. So all the nouns of your business, we built AI logic on top of that in order to look through your data in a safe and secure fashion in order to answer the question of what facilities are nearby to answer the customer orders? Do they have inventory to meet the customer order needs, etc.? And the great thing with AIP is it gives you a chain of thought. So at any point in the process, you can see where it's coming up with its responses and recommendations, and it'll give you a justification. And if you need to correct any of that logic, you can do so behind the scenes. So once the AIP logic has run, it's giving you the recommendation of, since the Haynes distribution center has been disrupted, the Marlboro medical distributor is the next available with inventory and reasonable location. So the following customer orders need to be updated to this new distribution center, and it now lists all my customer orders. I can quickly cross-check as needed in another tab, or we can build an additional functionality in order to do this. But if, say, I needed to modify any of these needs, I would just take that order and say, maybe I know that we just got a call in from our center hospital studies, and we need to increase the amount of orders. So I can modify and submit this reallocation. Once I deem that this is correct, because at any step of the way when leveraging AI, there needs to be a human in the loop, so that way the model can continuously learn. And so decisions are captured as fuel in order to continue to train that model rather than just be lost as exhaust. So once I am okay with this recommendation, I can hit accept. So our AI isn't black boxed here. We know how it thinks. We can make recommendations smarter by capturing the decisions made and modifying that. So the agent recommends, but you get to decide, adjust, approve, and reject. And over time, the system continues to learn from those choices, building trust and improving accuracy with every use. So what you just saw isn't just for healthcare. The same model can apply anywhere supply chains are mission critical. So the key is having clean data as a backbone, smart agents that understand your context, and a decision tooling built for humans, not just for dashboards. So that's the kind of decision support that we build at PBM and the kind of resilience more organizations are going to need. If you want to see more about this dashboard or anything supply chain or AIP, visit us at pbmit.com to learn more and schedule a full demo.